And welcome to MTG Arena with Jayrod. So, this is my first time actually streaming Arena, and we're going to see how this turns out. As of right now, I don't have any gems. I hardly have any gold, because I haven't played any games. The only thing I've done is I put in the code to get my free packs of Ravnica, which is just play Ravnica in the redeem code, and my closed beta gift for the three planeswalkers, the Teferi, the Vraska, and the Ralzeric. So the only thing I've done, I looked a little bit at each of these decks. I did make a slight change to Dragon's Fire just to throw in the Ralzeric, because when they give you a free mythic, you should always use it. I'm only splashing the one, so I put in 4 guild gates to play that.
Go here when you're ready to play a game.
So, having done the closed beta before, I already know how to play, but it looks like the first thing you have to do is just play a single game. So, when you first log in, there'll be a tutorial. If you've played Magic before, you can probably skip it. If you haven't really played much Magic before, I recommend going through the tutorial, because it goes through some of the basics and then gets you into where you can actually play a game against a live person. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just hop right into playing a game.
But first, you'll need to choose a deck.
But first I'll need to choose a deck. The game will tell you what I'm doing. This is fun. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Dragon's Fire with my slight addition.
Alright, let's play.
So I'm not sure how much of a tutorial this is going to be, or if this is going to be against a live person. I assume that this will be a live person. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, so opponent goes first, so we're given the chance to kind of look through our hand and see what we have. I've got the guild gate, so I can play my splash color immediately. And I've got a mountain, and that'll get us into playing most of our cards pretty quick, so I'm going to go ahead and keep that. Ooh. Opponent already starting with a hello, so I will give him a hello back before I even play my guild gate. I'll turn the volume down a little bit on the end. So they're starting with a very good card in the Goblin Instigator. I could easily follow up with my own Instigator, or I could play this 2/2, which would allow me to profitably block one of their creatures. It opens up for being shocked out of the way if they are playing the normal game, but then I can play this and not feel as bad about having a 4/2 that could also be shocked, because they'll probably use it on the Dragon Rider if they're going to be very aggressive. Okay, so they are attacking. I tend to favor killing the actual creature. In Arena, there's not a lot that can be done with the actual creature. Especially in these base decks, chances are I'm not going to run too much issue. Alright, so they used a Sure Strike as a burn spell in that case. So I've got a couple options. Chances are, it looks like their hand almost started the same as mine. So there's a good chance that in addition to the Instigator and the Sure Strike that I just drew, they also would have a couple of shocks in hand. So if I did play anything, there's a good chance that it would get taken out by that. I'm going to go ahead and play this Pilgrim. And I'm going to go into attacks and just see if they try to take them out. Okay, they didn't, which indicates that they might not have the same hand I do, but they probably are still going to have the same number of cards. So I'm going to have to get a little bit ahead on creatures at some point if I want to stay ahead of this player. when it's a mono red versus a basically mono red matchup, usually the player who goes first is advantaged. Alright, so they're going to go ahead and swing in with their creature, but leave one behind to block. And then they also played 2 more 2/2s, so... Alright, so I can go ahead and do the same thing they did, using the Sure Strike as a defensive thing, or I could go ahead and just hold on to that and try to use it for more damage. At this point, I'm not too worried about losing the Pilgrim, so I'm going to go ahead and attack. But I don't want to trade it for just a Goblin token, so I'm going to go ahead and shock one of the token out of the way. So that way they can't just poke at it with one. I'm going to go ahead and let this trade happen. And then I'm going to play the Onaki Ogre. Alright, so next turn if I draw another mountain, I'll be able to play out my whole hand, although I don't see much reason to do that. Again, holding on to Sure Strike and even Shock can be a little bit more beneficial when it comes to creatures, because I would love to use this last Shock on their own Onaki Ogre, but we'll see if they actually go ahead and try that. Looks like they're running out of time a little bit here. So they've moved into combat, and I'm going to let this 2 hit me. No problems there. So I'm going to go ahead and get into combat with my Onaki Ogre. And we'll see if they come back at me. So I'm expecting a Sure Strike here. No, nothing. Just a regular block. There's the Sure Strike. Okay, so in this situation, I'm just going to go ahead and shock their Instigator out of the way. Resolve that, and go ahead and play my second Ogre. Alright, so now they're running out of plays, it looks like, so I'm going to go ahead and get into combat. And I'll be using the Sure Strike to take out their blocker this time. Let's see if they respond with a shock of any sort. No. Fortunate for me. And then I'll play my Instigator. And play my land for turn. So now all I can hope is that ooh, I don't know what they kept drawing, but it must have been a bunch of lands. Alright, so now my beginner rank has gone up. So now it looks like everything else is unlocked a little bit more reasonably.
Ooh, more quests. you'll get another one every day. There's extra rewards for daily and weekly wins too.
Okay.
Golly, there's just so much to look forward to.
Complete current quests to access more modes. So, I've got to get through all these, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep playing, because I'm built the red, mostly red and a little bit of blue deck here. I'll have a bunch of creatures, and just try to get through everything. So we'll see if I can unlock the rest of the formats. I am looking forward to trying to get a little bit of Singleton in, be it on stream or just in my downtime. Because until Monday, they're actually hosting a free Singleton event. That's been one of my favorite formats that they've had. Okay, so here is a whole lot of nothing until 5th turn. So I'm probably going to mulligan this, because this hand does nothing. It's a lot of lands, but just with no action, I'd lose to a mono red deck. Alright, this is much more reasonable. I've got my splash card and my splash colors. Got the Instigator and the Rider I can play on 2 and 3. So I can start with the Guild Gate and then play Guild Gate 3rd turn. Havoc Devils I'll keep on top, because if I draw a mountain after him, I can go ahead and just have a good 2-2-4 curve. And I'm playing another mono red deck, so I absolutely would have just been way behind had I not stuck with this style. I think I'm going to go ahead and start with my own Dragon Rider to match theirs. If they want to shock it out of the way, that's fine. But I certainly will offer the trade, because I'd rather stay even on cards, because I know that I'm going to start getting ahead with my Planeswalker, because not everyone's going to have access to that. So I am using my status as somebody who was in the closed beta a little bit to get ahead, but you know, that's why I did it. I played in the closed beta to try to get more experience, and they've rewarded that with just a few little Planeswalker cards, and I'll take it. Alright, so Unaki Ogre is going to be a bit of a problem. I'm going to go ahead and not attack into it, because I have no Sure Strike in hand, so I'm just going to go ahead and play this 4/3 Trampler. And no attacks. And that took that out, so that's rough. And then they're probably going to come in with the Ogre. No? Okay. Let's see. Deal damage to target creature equal to the number of instants and sorceries you own in exile in your graveyard. So I'm not going to have a whole lot of those in this deck, so I'm just going to go ahead and take advantage of the +1 a few times.
Beat me? Just try it. Just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
And then go ahead and get that mountain out of the way. No attackers. So now they're starting to play their own Havoc Devils, which is dangerous. So I absolutely would have double blocked there. And I still will. Yeah, so I'll double block here. Trading my 1 card for their 1 card. Yep, perfect. So now I can go ahead and play another Havoc Devil. Well, let me first use this +1.
Well,
Might draw into something a
let's
little
see
bit
what the
better.
wind blows in.
Okay. So here's a couple big finishers. I'm going to go ahead and put the Burning Sun Avatar into my hand. Play this last Guild Gate out of my hand. Let's see. So I'm going to play the Devils. And I have nothing to combat, so I'll pass the turn. Alright, so they're just going with the direct approach to try to take out Ralzeric. Gotta let that resolve.
There you go, too.
So if they do just swing in, I might let them hit Ralzeric. Because they'll only be able to take it down to 1. And I plan on just plussing Ral for a while, so it's not a huge deal. I can then play the Burning Sun's Avatar to take out their card. Alright, so they didn't attack. So I can go ahead and just play the Avatar. Just target opponent. And target creature.
Choose wisely, because the other one's going bye-bye.
That sounds an awful lot like Brandon Routh. I'm not sure if they got him to voice act Ral, but that'd be pretty cool. Alright, so at this point, my opponent's got to play a good amount of stuff to be able to handle what I've just presented, so. Play another mountain.
Oh, come on. Just want to peek. The weight is killing me.
So they've already played a land, so. Let's go ahead and combat. Because if they don't block, they go down to just about dead. Yeah, I think I'll just play out a couple of creatures. It's obviously a mythic in the middle of the common and uncommon and a couple rare format is definitely going to be a problem for a lot of people. Alright, so they're digging for a card. Something tells me they're not going to find something to take out the Avatar. So if they do end up passing, I'm going to just go ahead and shock them at end of turn. Okay. So,
You have enough gold for a booster.
I do, but I'm not
Let's
gonna.
get one from the store.
I'm not gonna buy a booster pack from the store. Thank you. Is there a way I can tell her not to do stuff? That'd be great. Alright, so I don't really want to waste my gold on a booster pack.
This way. There they are. One booster pack, please.
Wow. So, I'm assuming I can just go ahead and ignore that.
Let's go get one from the store.
And just go ahead and keep playing. So I can finish off these other rewards. Okay, this hand is miserable. 1 land, a 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, 5-drop, 5-drop, 7-drop. Easy mulligan. Sadly, another easy mulligan. Okay, so I have to keep this just because I have something to play. And I'm going to keep that mountain on top. And I will definitely be taking out the elf. So I forgot to give last opponent hello, so I'll do that now. So, Druid of the Cowl, that's... I would love to have taken that out too, but... Alright, so we're in a bit of trouble. Definitely need a couple lands in a row. Any number of lands would be great. Alright. So I got the Anake Ogre. Can't really block anything profitably, but it might keep them from attacking with something. Maybe not. They'll probably still swing in with at least these two. Yep. So I'm not gonna block this turn because that's a lot of just not a lot of value here, taking out their Sentinel or their Highland game. Ooh, especially when they have Titanic Growth. That would have been awful for me. Alright. I got a couple 4/3s. This time I will go ahead and put a blocker in front of something that attacks. I'm willing to bet they have another Titanic Growth or two. Now their attacks are a little less solid, so I'm gonna go ahead and get in with a Havoc Devil. With a second one as a backup, that should provide me with enough, you know, enough of a barrier to where I can actually start getting in for some damage. If this had been a guild gate, I would have been a lot happier. Ooh, all out attack. Okay. So that there's a good chance they have another pump spell. I think I'm going to play it cautious, because for 6 mana, I think the big one costs 7, that's the rare. So if I'm wrong and I die here because of it, so be it. I'm going to go ahead and block somewhat cautiously. And Bristling Boar. Okay. Alright, perfect. So now I can swing in with my 2 Havoc Devils, give it first strike, and then that way I can break through with the Trample. So I'm going to go ahead, and I think I'm still going to only attack with 1, because I need to leave back these extra blockers for their They're 2-1 and 2-2 respectively. And go ahead and end the turn. Attack. Yep. Okay, so I'll go with the blocks that make sense. I'm going to put the Havoc Devil on the Sentinel, the Ogre on the Bristling Boar, and those are my 2 blocks. So they've already gone to damage, so I'm going to go ahead and try to save my Ogre. Okay, so I'm tempted to get aggressive. If I attack all out, there's a chance I could just win the game here. Because they probably weren't expecting that. Better lucky than good. Yeah, so if they had any kind of follow-up, obviously that would not have been my line. And I was just hoping they didn't have any sort of instant speed creature creator or a fog effect, because me not killing them there and them swinging back with a Titanic Growth would have meant the game for them rather than me.
Look, special events. Each one is different.
Okay. How much to get in?
You'll need
Okay.
to earn more gold to play in events.
Yep, certainly do. Of course, that draft.
You'll need
5,000.
to earn more gold to play in events.
So this singleton is free.
You'll need to earn more gold to play in events.
Well, that's just entirely not true since it says free. But looks like the prizes are a little bit limited to just some rares and other things. So let me go ahead and try to go get this last of these, and then see if we can do a little bit of deck
You can find
building.
events here too. Keep an eye out for new ones. Well, it's been fun. I hope you stick around.
Oh, good. That means she's done
Goodbye,
talking to me.
And
Good.
good luck.
Goodbye, Sprite. It's a Steiger. Alright, so definitely an easy keep because I got the 2-drop, then I got a 4, and then a decent 5/8 drop if I want to use the extra ability. But as long as there's something I can do before 3rd turn, I usually feel pretty good about doing that. So I don't think I've gone first yet. They said good game. I'm just going to go ahead and say hello, because that's usually how you'd start a match like this, but I also hope we have a good game, Steiger. Alright, so I would love an early guild gate to make sure I can get to my Ralzaric. I keep calling him Ralzaric. I know he's not called Ralzaric in this set, but it's still Ralzaric to me. So they'll probably keep flying over me for a couple turns. I may drop the Spark-Tongue Dragon just to give my rider flying as well. Just because then that would start presenting a decent clock on the board for myself. Okay, so this is not my ideal 3-drop, but I'm gonna go ahead and attack with the Pilgrim. I'm totally willing to trade for a Chaplain, because that will just become annoying later to me. So absolutely, let them gain 1 life now rather than 3 or 4 over the course of the game with that 1 card. Yep. Okay, so they didn't have another land drop, so that's very good for me. Yeah, I can't block, so no reason not to get in. And that also prevented that from getting in the way of my 2/2. Okay, a line breaker. Totally fine. Alright, so I'm not going to play the dragon pre-combat. It's a little off, but I'm going to go ahead and do that to give my dragon rider flying. And this way I can attack and still get like 4 damage in even if they do block. Yeah, so if they attack again with the 2/2, I'll probably just let it through. And they decided not to, probably very wisely. Alright, so now this is where I somewhat feel bad, because the Burning Sun's avatar is just really good. Okay, and they agree with me. I got the good game. And I mean, maybe they don't have any sort of card luminous bond effects, like pacifism to keep the avatar from attacking, but okay. Claim prize. Alright, so I'm going to try to get one more win so I can go ahead and open this pack of Ravnica. Yeah, because for the singleton format, I'm going to go ahead and try to build. I don't think they've given a lot of Ixalan cards, so I'm going to have to go back in time to get some of the pirates I want to build. But during the closed beta, I had a singleton pirate deck that I was very fond of. Did end up losing a couple decent pirates, like Kari Zev, because she was a Kaladesh card. But still enough pirates to where I think I can build a neat green, or not green, it's the exact opposite of everything else, red, blue, black deck. And have some fun with that. Okay, so mountain, pass turn. So it looks like they've also made a couple changes to their deck, because all the precons have been single color. So if you see anybody playing these, it means they've already made at least a couple changes to the deck that they have. Alright, so I'm going to drop just a second Instigator rather than playing the Pilgrim, because it can just get blocked by the 1/1 here. No attacks. So this person's already gold rank, so I'm very worried about what they've got. It looks like they went right back into putting together the blue-green Merfolk deck that came in the original, not the original, but one of the first iterations of Beta Arena. And that deck is very hard to deal with, because there's just a lot of good synergies when it comes to the tribes of Ixalan, and the Merfolk were one of the strongest, because in addition to a lot of creatures it could put out, it could really protect them with counter spells and pump spells. Okay, so got a couple options. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play the Monstrosaur and attack with 9 trampling damage. I think I put all the creatures onto this. I'd still get through for 1. Okay, yeah. And even here, taking out 2 of their creatures. I'll order the Hexproof first, actually. So yeah, I took out 1.5 cards for my Havoc Devil. And now they really need to drop something else pretty sizable. Like, that's good, but it's not going to be quite good enough because I'll be able to take out the Mistbinder if they do decide to double block. I don't foresee them attacking here. Hopefully for them they have something else to play, because... Ooh, sleep. Well, now they can definitely attack here, because I can't block and I can't attack next turn. But what I can do... Wildfire Refinish is a bad card. I'm going to play this 3/1 haste, and I'm just going to go ahead and attack for 3. And now if they play any creature, I can handle it with a Spit Flame. I don't think they'll attack here unless they play another sleep, because me untapping with all these creatures not going to be good for them. Alright, so I think I'm just going to go ahead, attack with my 5/5 and my 3/1. Oh. Okay, so they may have a couple things. They might have a dive down to protect their Mistbinder. So if they do, then this is going to really hurt. I'm going to go ahead and attempt to Spitfire the Mistbinder. Okay, that was... I'm going to call that lucky, because I put them on several tricks. Something to counter that, like a Spell Pierce. I think that was an Ixalan. I definitely did not expect to be able to get through that damage. Okay, so that keeps that from untapping, but yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just gonna combat all attack. They're at 4, they have to do something to gain life here, and they did not. Okay. Pilfering Imp. Claim Practice. And I've got this pack. Gonna just go ahead and open that now. If we do get any followers or subs during this, I'll just go ahead and buy another pack, and that's fine. Okay. Alright. So, we're going to go ahead and try to build a deck. As of right now, I own 0 pirates. I can get up to 16 pirates and then just try to go from there. But that's not going to be quite good enough for a deck, I don't think. Not for a tribal deck like I always try to stick with. So, in that case, I'm going to go ahead and see what cards I do have. So, let's see. Whenever I do build a deck, like Singleton or EDH, I try to stick with something that has a lot of synergies for creature types. So, depending on the number of soldiers that are around, I might try to put some sort of soldier deck together. I don't know if there's anything that gives a bonus for soldiers specifically. There are a lot of big old white cards, but just gonna go through what the collection is basically at first. So fungus, that could actually be something I could build something with probably. Let's check that out. So I have one of these, or I have 3 of those. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and try this. You're given a decent number of wild cards to start. Alright, so close that out, and then look up Saproling. Fungal infection. Yeah, I've still got 5 common. I might come back to that one. So Tendershoot Dryad is absolutely something I want to get into this deck, because the Saproling / fungus synergies in this deck are going to be pretty good. And yeah, I'm willing to use my second rare on a Verdant Force. So I'll have 5 commons and 1 uncommon. These 2 Saproling creators are really good, so I'm hard pressed not to go for those 2. The Armosaur. Still have 3 common. Well, alright, so that's an uncommon, so I can't get that, but I can get this fungal infection. Alright, so we're at 38 cards, so we're going to be pretty short of an actual full deck just based on these 2 criteria. So in that case, I'm going to go ahead and filter by green and black, and then go through and grab a few other cards that I have access to. So I'm going to go for collected, so I'm not filtering through any more of my my wild cards. So for what I'm looking for now is just going to be, some decent cards. Like a Murder is definitely a good one I should have. Strangling Spores is a good removal spell. Let's see. Rice in the Grave. That way if I can take out whatever they have and put whatever I want in. Rabid Bite shouldn't be too bad. I've got a few big creatures, and Rabid Bite Or if I had a prey upon, that'd be good. But I do not. But Rabbit Bite should be a fine enough include. Let's see. Go through the 4 and 5 drops. Maybe I should just run Gigantosaurus just because it's a big, huge idiot. I do have this Vraska, so I'm going to go ahead and throw her in there. Because that's just a really good card, and I'm in green-black, so no reason not to. Okay, so I've got 4 guild gates. So those are definitely going to be part of what I'm doing. 44 cards. Alright, so it looks like I just have to start putting in less than optimal things, but still kind of fun things. Each opponent discards a card. Let's see. Yargle. So this Gravewalker or Gravewaker shouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna get the elf. I'll go for the 5/5 Flying Birdie. I'll get a Plummet. Just because green removal at this point is something I should always have. Get the Druid of the Cowl, because ramping is always a good idea. Till end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return it to the hand. Go Titanic Growth. Blanchwood Armor. Rejuvenator. And where are we at now? 54. Okay, so Fell Orchard. Oh wait, Singleton. Can't do these if it's a Singleton deck. Almost forgot that lands count. Which is fine, because lands do keep track of themselves at least. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and look at not collected in just black. Well, and see if there's a couple commons that I should go ahead and try to get in. I think a Singleton Duress would be good. Let's see. Cast Down will probably be also good. But it's uncommon, so I can't. Let's see. Go to green, black. Wow, there are a lot of cards. Golgari Locket. Now we're talking. Alright, so I also still have a Mythic Wild card. I think a second version of Vraska seems perfectly reasonable. Alright, so 57. Go ahead and go back to collected. Let's go ahead and throw in a couple final things that I just have to put in because I'm out of options. I definitely want to get into the game. I'll go for a Gravedigger. Alright. Alright, so now that that's done, go ahead and play in this free singleton format. Okay, so yeah, seems perfectly reasonable. Got a Sap Herd on 3, a Rabid Bite for one of their smaller threats. I may eventually get to play Gigantosaurus, depending on how this game goes. Hopefully the opponent decides to do something soon. I would love to hit keep. Keep. Excellent. So they, not sure what agonized them over keeping that 7 hand, but alright. Gonna be a little bit of back and forth probably for the first couple turns. Ooh, okay, so they ended up not having a 3rd land, and I drew my 4th land. So let's see if I can keep them off of what they're doing. So between the Fungal Infection and Rabid Bite, I can take out any 3 toughness creatures. Could just, yeah. So I'll go ahead and attack with my Sap Herd. If they decide to double block. I'll go ahead and Infection away their Thopter, take out their Pioneer. So I'll just end of turn Spore Swarm here. Yeah, because they're going to be digging for lands, it looks like. Oh, that's a very surprising include. Because I thought they were just blue-black, but okay. In combat. Don't really have anything else to play except for Gravedigger, and I'm not playing him with no value, so I'll end turn. Tatiova, that's a card. Alright, so it's gonna go ahead and combat here. Because they'll block something, maybe the 2/2. And then I can go ahead and Rabid Bite with one of the tokens to take it out. If they block a token, I'll Rabid Bite with a Shepherd. And then we'll see what happens. If nothing else, I'll be able to play a 5-5 and probably lock up the game at that point. And then I can also Gravedigger to get back my Sap Herd. So they might have something. There's plenty of board wipes that are available. Especially the power and toughness, I think, is a separator. There's a black one that does 3 or less, and then a white one that does 4 or more, I think. And right now, my board could easily be wiped. It could be wiped by the -1/-1 spell, so we'll see what they play. Alright, so they have 2 blockers, and I have 6 creatures, so I think at this point I just go ahead and attack again. They take 4. Maybe they were hoping I wouldn't attack. We'll see what happens. Yep, nothing else. So that's one good thing about the green-black deck. It's just, even if you try to do something silly like the fungus and sapling thing, the synergies between the colors are always really going to be good. So I won at least a card. Alright, so this hand seems pretty great. If they don't play a flyer, then this is pointless, but 2 forests away from playing a Gigantosaurus, so that's always going to be fun. But the Tendershoot Dryad is what I'm super excited about, because they're very good. So I'll play a second forest. I'm going to take a couple hits from the reassembling skeletons, but that's okay. Ooh. Midnight Reaper. If you were watching last night's stream, you'll know that Max almost lost to his own Midnight Reaper. So it's definitely not an all or nothing card, but it's definitely a card that you have to be aware of, because if you start losing too many creatures and not itself, you may run the risk of just taking a lot of damage. Chaos Wand. Okay, that's gonna be bad. Ooh, Strangling Spores. Alright, so go ahead and pass the turn again. So during combat, I'm going to go ahead and take out the Reaper, because I can't keep taking hits from it. Ooh, looks like they got Murder. Will they choose to play it? Let's find out. They did. They murdered their own creature. Just so I wouldn't get the satisfaction of killing their creature. I have to respect that, because that's just funny. So does that put Murder? Yeah, it puts Murder in there as well. Alright, well. Alright, so I think I want to play Whew. If I play the Guildgate now, I can then play the Gigantosaurus next turn, and I think that's what I want to go for. Like, I could have played the Dryad this turn, but I'd rather take a hit and then just drop a 10-10 and make them deal with it. Duress? Oh no, my Plume. This card's gonna be a very annoying card. But hopefully they see that I've played Gigantosaurus next. This is just stupid. That's a 10-10 for 5. Like, what do they do now? Oh, they play their own murder. That's nice. Of course, they have their own deck. They don't just play out of mine. I kind of forgot that. Okay, that's cool. Alright, so next I play you. And I know you're going to want to get rid of the Dryad very soon, so let's see how it happens. There you go. Well, I get a 1-1 out of it. Ooh, love the Surveil Demir symbol there. I would attack if I were them. Yep, there we go. No blocks. So next I'll just drop the Armasaur. Ooh, what's this guy? Exile target card from a graveyard. Did they exile their own thing? No, I think they... That was weird. So I'm going to go ahead and play this 4-4. And I'm going to Blanchwood Armor it up. I really like opponent's deck, though. It's got a lot going for it. I'll probably do the wand again. Uh-oh. Well, so much for that. Yep. There it goes. Okay, good. That was fun while it lasted. Definitely blocking here. I'll keep that on top. Alright, so pass turn. Beginning of your upkeep. If you control 4 more demons, you win the game. Oh, with different names. Neat. I forgot they printed that card. Yep. It's a great card for Singleton. There's a lot of good demons. I really hope that's what made them want to build this deck entirely. That's wonderful. Yeah. Surprise Swarm. No. That fly noise was awful. Oh boy. Wasn't that Titanic Growth? Why wouldn't you have played Titanic Growth? You may cast that. Yeah, you have to play it immediately. So, yeah, I'll go down to 1. Oh no, it's me.
I will fight with honor. I'll make use of that later.
You can have the swamp. Alright, so can't quite kick it, but I need to play it. So I'll play it, have the ability to sacrifice all 3 creatures I have, so I can take out that. Okay. Uh-oh, Rabid Bite. So they'll probably do Tessamok on Omnivore, which is bad because Death Touch. So, okay, resolve. That's fine. I still have another draw step. Maybe.
Good choice.
Alright, so throw you here and you here. Barrier of Bones. It's good stuff. Oh, that's right. They get that card back. That's good. That's good for them. I don't like that. I don't think I'm running a board wipe. Oh, good. Perfect timing. Well. This gives me the most blockers. And of course they kill it again with almost the same exact spell. Ah, nice. Nice. Very good game. Attack me, please. There we go. Come on. I assume they also have damage-based things they have to get through. If they don't, that's fine too. Alright, let's try this again. I'm really liking this deck though, so I look forward to tuning this a little bit more. Hopefully they keep the singleton format around for a little while. Yeah, I really like this hand. I'm land away from Vraska. Able to play a couple things pretty early on. Non-land card. Might just do this, well, maybe not now, but somewhat early. EXU. Exu. Ooh, that's a good card. Okay, so that seems like a good card to get rid of. A lot of good cards. A lot of good cards. So if they attack, I'm going to Triumph. Yep. So I'm going to try to Fungal Infection their Soldier. They might save it with Moment of Triumph. Well, actually, I'm going to try to go for the Elf. They'll probably save it with Moment. They didn't. Okay. So now I'm going to play Vraska.
I'm good at what I do.
And destroy their permanent, which will cause me lots of trouble.
Good. I haven't forgotten how to destroy things.
No attacks, and that's my turn. So I'm definitely going to be blocking if they attack. Even if they save it, doesn't matter. I need to not have that on the board. Yep. I have to keep Fresca alive. Not at any cost, but at reasonable cost. That's unfortunate.
It was probably going to die anyway.
I'll decline to do that. Yeah, I want to get to Verdant Force mana, because that's a really good card. Okay.
You'll have to try harder than that.
Ooh, that's good. That's a card I want to kill. I can't kill that. Oh boy.
Alive for alive.
But they will have to go at it pretty hard, so... Six lands. Need to get to 8. I'd like to draw something. I mean, another land would be not the worst, but...
How about your best?
Goodbye.
Hits.
Yeah, I'd like to draw a whole lot of anything. Well, at least I'm finding all the lands I said I needed. I don't know if I can survive. Nope, I lose just right here. I can block 8 of it, take 5, 6, 7. Maybe they won't see that. That'd be cool. Luminous Bonds. Good game. Yep, that hurt. Well, that was fun. Well, let's see what my prize was. Weight of Memory. I will claim this prize. Alright, well, that wasn't too bad. Arena play modes. I don't understand what these are. Alright, well, let's see. Competitive draft. Competitive constructed. Sealed. Singleton. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and play another game with Dragon's Fire and actually call an end to this part of the stream. Later on, you'll be able to see, I think Dan is going to try to hop on. See if you want to come back for a little bit more arena action. Well, we'll see if we can close this out with a win. Baba Tazia. Alright. Definitely keep. And we can hope that we draw a 2-drop. That'd be nice. Well, we at least drew a land so we can keep on curve for a couple turns. But... Alright, good. So this is definitely worth attacking into the elf, because I'm okay with that bit of a mana trade. Elves are a dangerous thing to leave alive. And we'll go ahead and drop the Monstrosaur. So, just on the base of this deck, there's a lot of damage you can push through. I mean, it's kind of what red and green both do, but it's a lot of fun to see. Ooh. They got themselves an assassin trophy. Ooh, yeah, I'll go ahead and find myself a basic mountain. That fly sound effect for the zombie is terrifying. So I'm just going to go ahead and play a flying haste creature. Assume that they're able to kill it before I can actually hit with it, and we'll see what happens from there. There it is. Always a Marauder. So I think next I'm going to play these two guys. I'm just going to take out the Lurcher. Keep swinging in with the Havoc Demon. Havoc Devil. So much mana for one removal spell. That figures. Terrifying looking creature. Alright, so what I'm hoping for is Burning Sun's Avatar. Oh my! Alright, so we're almost there. We're almost to where we can kill them. Okay, that's bad.
It's time to step out as long as we win.
Sacrifice a land. Yep, that's cool.
Its pain is our gain.
No blockers. I'm just gonna lose to a bunch of 6/6s. Come on, Burning Sun. Shock. Shock. Okay. Well. We're going for it. Okay, I lose. Just attack me for 14, please. Yep. Come on. There you go. Beginner rank. I still go up. Alright, well, some fun was had by me anyway. But I'm gonna go ahead and call that the end to the stream. Let's see if we can find someone to go ahead and host from here. I don't know how to do that. Maybe we'll do that later, because I need to learn how to do that. Like I said, this is my first time streaming Arena. But hopefully y'all enjoyed that. A little bit of a guide of what you'll expect when you first log into the beta. If you haven't already, it's now open to the entirety of the world. So if you're able to access wherever you download it from, you can go ahead and start playing this game that we've been playing for quite a while. Yeah, I do hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see everyone later.